1972, a man by the name of Isamu Masuda had a son born who had a very severe physical handicap. It was his first child. He worked in a bus barn as a clerk in the public transportation sector in Japan, in Fukuoka, Japan. He now had a severe crisis. He had a son who needed money spent for operations. He had no money. And so he was looking for an opportunity. And he ran across a friend who invited him to look at, and it was a company that wasn't Nikken at this point. It was a company that I had been sent to Japan with all those years ago. We were doing interviews in Miyazaki, Japan, and he came in for an interview and decided that this would be the answer. He got on board, created just amazing success. In fact, in just a year and a half, we made him the vice president for Southern Japan for that particular company. Let me tell you what it was, though. He had no charisma. He was just, reminded me a little bit of Rick. He just came from the thing about Rick is he's a real person. And when you're talking to him, you're getting the message from his heart. And that was why Masuda had such tremendous success. Well, that company changed management. I left and started a management consulting company. And he left, and in March of 1975, started the company called Nikken. He'd run across some Japanese scientists who were studying magnets and their effect on the human body. He had also had experience in the public baths in Japan where they, that acupressure type thing where they walk on the pebbles that make you feel better. And they came up with a prototype of what is now called MagStep. On one side it has the bumps and it's magnetized. He decided this would be his life calling, and he formed the company called Nikken. But let me tell you what it was. He had had an experience about what network marketing could do for people. And the reason he chose network marketing rather than any other method is because he knew that the most important product that he would ever have in Nikken was people. People. And that network marketing was the perfect opportunity to do it. Now he had the product that would open doors, people would feel better, they would listen to the story, and they could then be all that they were put on this planet to be. And he incorporated from day one what is now known as the Humans Being More training class, which is what we're here in Spokane to do. That's why Mr. Watanabe wanted me to remind everybody that that's the most important difference. There's a lot of companies that have good products, they have good compensation plans, they have good management, but they don't have that Humans Being More experience that helps people get in touch with what it is they really want. Now, what happens then is, if we talk about the products, what is our product? Isn't that a little confusing now, aren't you? I thought it was a mag boy. Now you tell me it's people? Well, it's really true. And you'll, in fact, as we talk about the business fundamentals, you'll hear this discussion constantly. I know Dave hears it off and on. You hear, do I lead with the business opportunity or do I lead with the products? And a little country kid from Evanston says, I don't understand the question. What do you mean? Because there are both the products, aren't they? Yeah. If we couple to that, that whole idea of business opportunity, we couple that with the products that make that work, and we couple that then with the importance of the growth of people to be all they can be. Now we're talking about what is it we offer people? Well, we talk to them where they are in their life. If they are looking for a business opportunity, that's what we lead with. If they've got a hurt back, guess what we lead with? They're on the golf course, that's the way to open the door. Whatever it is, so that we listen to what they're saying. Now, how do you, by the way, have you ever listened to a conversation between two people who just graduated from a listening course? Somebody has to learn to ask some questions before you can listen, all right? And what you start to discover is and this is why Masuda is so successful as a human being. He loves people. He has no ego. He's a man without guile. What you see is what you get type thing. And in fact, I know there's 4 or 5 of you. How many of you have actually visited with Masuda in person? Jen, I know you have. Donna, Beverly worked with him for a number of, Bruce, I see you. Don, you've been there. And they got what is known as the famous Masuda hug. He doesn't speak English. So how does he communicate? With his heart. And it's absolutely amazing what happens when people feel what Masuda emphasized over and over to us is the heart message of Nikken. Now earlier tonight, Dave was giving Sierra what we call a back roll. This was not one of the products that they began with. This is about their 4th year of business when they developed the sleep system. And Mr. Masuda understood that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And if you care enough about another human being to give them what we call the back roll, it's an absolutely amazing transition that happens because they know that you really do love them, that you care about them. And that's what I think has been the key to David Valerie's business, Ken's business. I know it's true of any of the diamonds that are here in the room, the royal diamonds, is they care.